Good morning. Okay, good morning, all.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good. So I see the numbers are not increasing very fast. I don't know whether there are those who are being afraid that they have not planned to join. Um, but because we had already agreed, we'll get some presentation. We were to meet physically, but the class rep requested we do it online. I hope everybody is aware of that. Rahma.
Yes, everyone is. The link was shared.
Okay, good. So let's assume the others are still joining us, but we can start immediately with those who had expressed the what you call the what you call the to volunteer to present to us how to use IntelliJ or Android Studio to create a basic mobile app. Are we there? Who would be the first one to do it for us? Yeah,
Ready.
you can take us more like what do we call it, end to end. You can start with the code, then you demonstrate the interface. So, for example, in your code, we need to see the how you build your classes, and then from there the XMLs and the manifest those files, and then demonstrate maybe on the front end now how those features that are defined in your code are rendered on the Android phone.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just give me a second. Right. So this isn't a simple project. It's something that I've been working on for a while. So it has a lot of a lot of files. So where do I start? So you see, like when you're creating a web project, we have pages like the home page, the services, about page. So on Android, they're called uh, like here. You see, we have main activity. Just give me a second. Main, yeah, you have main activity. So in the main activity app, I'm using Java. So this will act like the home page. It's going to be the main activity, and then you declare variables like uh, sign in button, create account, text view, and I used Firebase for my backend. So these functions they're created for you, like on create, it's created up to I think this point, and then you just add your variables and then functions. This one is also created for you on click, so that when you click on something, something happens. So like here, there's a switch. So when you click on sign in, it takes you to a new activity, which is called sign in class. If you click on create account, it takes you to a new activity called sign up. And what else is there? My manifest. Here is where you kind of describe some of the things in your app, like the name of your app, the activities that you have on your app. But when you create an activity, it's created here automatically. The most you can do is just you declare which activity is going to be the first to start when someone launches the app. And also it has stuff like to connect to the internet. So if you want the users to be able to connect to the internet,
Mm.
My app will ask users for their location. If you want to ask users whether we can access their gallery, like whenever you use an app, they normally ask you for some stuff, whether we can access your files, location, stuff like that. So you're going to declare those things here,
Mm.
the user permissions. Um, and then I have on Java on Java, for you to create a list, you create something called a recycler view.
Mm.
So for the recycler view, let me show them some. Recycler view looks something like this.
Mhm.
You create an adapter. First of all, it's a class,
Mm.
chosen event photos recycler view adapter,
Mm.
and then extend recycler view holder. It kind of creates when you start recycler view adapter, it will automatically create a few of these functions like get item, on bind view, on create view.
Mhm.
Then the rest you have to declare by yourself. So in this recycle view, I have a list of photos.
Mm.
So it's here, list of event photos, and then you define what's going to be on that list,
Mhm.
which I'll have. It's an image, so you load that image to the image URL,
Mm.
and then to display the list, you go to the activity where you want that list to be. So for me here, this should be chosen event photos. Okay, let me use something a bit better. Like top rated, yeah. Top rated recycle view. The same thing, it's just an image, and then we will come to where we want to display the list, which is going to be on the home fragment. We declare the recycle view here, top rated recycle view. So the list will be displayed on this fragment. A fragment is, I think I'd explain better on if you guys see it. But a fragment is a part of an activity where you can divide an activity into different fragments. So each fragment can show a specific thing. Let's say, for example, when you go on Uber and you want to uh, call for a cab, the first thing you see is a map. So the map is could be a fragment, and then the search bar there and the notification bar. That's the entire activity, and then just the map is the fragment. So the fragment helps you divide your activities nicely. And then I have models. These are basically like normal models, like user profile model, where you get your username, we have getters and setters, we have the constructor, and then the activity is gonna be using this model to show your, let's say, like the username, the like here we have the profile picture, username, tokens, followers, like that. Okay, for the front end, this isn't back end per se, but it's, yeah, to create the layout, or rather the HTML and the CSS of Android, we use XML. So we go to layout. I'll show you like the home page. Let me look for the home page. Fragment home. Okay. So it looks like this. It's you can use it as drag and drop, where you look for an image view and then you can just simply drag it to where you want it to be, or you can actually write code here. So you just like the recycler view, it's this one. Text views, like the top rated, they're basically text views. So you can choose to either write the code or to drag and drop. So this is easier than HTML or CSS because it's just you do everything here. You have constraints. When you're creating an Android app, since Android has so many devices, you have to be, it's kind of tricky. So you have to know the constraints because let's say some people use big fonts. So you have to be mindful of people, like how different use cases. So when someone is using a large font, it shouldn't, like here, I don't think this is right. Because if someone is using a large font, it won't how do I say this? It won't go to operated all the way till here. It's gonna go down instead of extending uh,
Or
horizontally.
the wrapping is it? Do you mean the wrap? The wrap? What wrap?
Yeah.
Okay.
So like this constraint, this one is wrong, because ideally it should, when someone has a large font, it should extend horizontally and not vertically. So even when you go to some apps, I even checked like Snapchat, when you have like full font, there's some words that you won't be able to see. So that's one tricky part about Android. But apps like Snapchat, those were made for other phones, not Android. So yeah, anyway. So this is how you define your layout. You have images. Let me look for another. I don't know how else to. This layout is going to be better. So you have edit text, you like text views. So this is basically your HTML and CSS in one. It's called XML. What else? Someone has said something. What else? I think that's it.
Muhisa want to ask a question.
Oh, okay.
Muhisa? Malisti,
How are
sorry.
you? How are you, my namesake?
I'm fine.
So, just wanted to ask, is it possible for you to like take us to the code and just show us the section that handles the responsiveness, based on maybe how the phone is tilted? If the user is having multiple applications running on the interface.
Right. Okay. I don't have that one here, but to create that when the phone is tilted or like that, like the Samsung Fold phone, where you can have a bigger screen and a small screen in one phone. So with that, for larger apps, you create different layouts. So this is just like one layout for a normal phone. I don't think there's code for that, like Java code. It's just you create a different layout for the specific phone that you want. So if it's like that, when you tilt the phone, you can create a layout for when someone has tilted the phone. Even when someone has put night mode, you go to colors, you go to themes. Is it themes? Yeah, you go to themes. So you see here I have like normal themes and then night themes. So you actually have to when someone puts it on night mode, you have to ensure that like here I have black, teal. So it's done here. You create different layouts for different layouts. So you have to be mindful of every device that you want your app to be used on. If you want someone with a Galaxy Fold to be able to use your phone without without realizing that it doesn't work for them, then you have to create a special layout for that Galaxy Fold. Or if it's a tablet, if you want your app to be also used on a tablet, you have to create a special layout. The code, like the Java code, is going to be the same. What's different is going to be the layout, how you're going to arrange your images, your texts, and everything. But for this app, I don't have it. The most I have is this night mode. But I know for you to create different variations, you have to create a different layout for everything that you want. So it's tedious. It's very time consuming.
Okay, thank you. At least with what you have said and shown us, it is well expressed. Now at least I have an idea.
Yeah. Okay.
But thanks a lot, Edwin, for that very elaborate presentation on the back end. Now, can you maybe demonstrate how you use the emulator now to see the
Yeah.
device? Yeah.
Okay. For anyone who knows Android Studio, you can't just use an emulator with. I have a Core i5.
Mm-hmm.
So if I open the emulator right now,
Uh,
it will load cache. So let me try. Let me
yeah.
try and join the class using my phone, because
Yeah.
you can actually, instead of the, you can actually run it on your phone. You just pair your phone using Wi-Fi or like
Ah, okay.
USB,
Okay.
and then you can run it. But
Ah, fine. Fine.
if you have a good computer, you can use
Mm.
the emulator.
Okay. Okay.
So just give me a second. I join using my phone.
Okay. So, okay.
Okay, so you can see my screen, yeah?
Sure. Sure.
So the app that I have is called Tribe, this one.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So this is the landing activity, like the main activity.
Mm.
So within the main activity, you have different fragments, and this is the home fragment.
Mm.
So the recycle view that I showed you, the top rated is this one,
Mm.
the one I'm scrolling like this.
Yeah.
And then this is another recycle view, is called For You.
Mm.
Now, this is horizontal, this is vertical.
Mm.
And then to go to another fragment, which is like the search fragment,
Mm.
is that one. So see, like you can have one activity and
Mm.
then you have different fragments within that one activity. Why it's gonna make your app smaller, and
Mm.
I think it's easier for navigation. Though it's a little bit more difficult to control fragments. It's
Mm.
easier to control activities, but fragments just makes the UI look a bit better.
Mm.
So events, I don't have events yet. Tribes is what is gotten from Firebase. So this is actually this is dynamic data
Mm.
from Firebase. So when you click on one, it takes you to another activity. It has basic functionality like joining, like I can leave the tribe or I can join the tribe. And then so now this, like all of this is one activity in one fragment. Going to a new fragment is something like if I go to this event, this is gonna be a new fragment. You can even see how it loads. It's different from how fragment loads
Mm.
and how an activity loads. It changes the entire screen.
Mm.
Here this is static data. So I think that's it. The recycler views, basic functionalities, navigation. Um, yeah, unless now there's a question.
Great. Can you clap for Edwin? He has really done a great job. It makes our mobile programming very practical. Great. That's very great, Edwin, for that very elaborative and informative presentation. Guys, you see now why it's good to do what we call CBC teaching. I do what we call competence-based kind of teaching, because every knowledge does not have to come from the teacher. You guys, you have a lot of knowledge, especially in this line. And the good thing about what Edwin has demonstrated to us from end to end makes, that's what we say even in the project, that you own up the code. You know where certain elements are in your code, from manifest to the activities and all these files that you write in Kotlin or Java. You should be able to own them up instead of using a framework that gives you a lot of unnecessary code, which you cannot even be able to tell what is rendering what. Thanks a lot, Edwin, for that. Unless there is any other question, I think Edwin has done us a very great presentation. Thank you, Edwin, for that. It makes even my work very easy. because the time is very short, and I'm sure this is one of the best areas that maybe some of us were really interested in. And if we close the semester without going through the mobile part, for me, I would have felt a bit disappointed, because it's the in thing now. Developing apps for Android, developing apps for Java is a great thing. So somebody like Aduma is saying something. It's a potential what? Aduma?
It can make money for him. Like, it's a very brilliant idea.
Yeah, great. Yeah, sure. I hope Edwin, you have published this.
Uh, not yet.
Oh, not
I'm
yet.
not. I'm not done with the events. Once I'm
Oh,
done with
okay.
the events,
Oh,
I'm
it's
gonna.
still under development, eh?
Yeah,
Yeah,
just work on it. It's really good.
It's really good. You didn't need to pursue it up to a point where you just publish it. It's a good one.
I shall.
Yeah, sure. Thanks. So that was Java and Kotlin. I think, I don't know whether it's someone who has done it on Kotlin, but the structure is almost the same, because Java and Kotlin are like what you call twin brothers and sisters, with just a difference in the nose. uh, I don't know who has something else. Maybe we were two. Who was to present the second one? Who has something on with Kotlin? Or anything else that is purely a mobile app, uh, and you demonstrate your files the way, your code the way Edwin has done? Akuna? There were two. Oh, I think there is another one who said that will demonstrate. What was this? Nimesahau jina. Edwin, can you remind me the other person who was to present something? Was it
Um,
Alex?
I'm not. I'm not sure.
Okay. Okay. So
I believe Edwin presented something so nice. People don't want to present anymore.
no. It's not a matter of okay. Edwin has elaborate work, but it's not a problem even when you present a very basic one of Hello World. Somebody can do it quickly, quick and dirty on Kotlin, and just demonstrate just something basic. I know Edwin has really set a very big, very high bar, but don't feel kind of shy to present even a basic Hello World, as long as it is an Android app. Even to-do lists, even if it's as basic as to-do lists. Alex, do you want to take us through?
No, I don't have anything on mobile
You
right
don't
now.
have
I
anything.
believe, yes, I believe it was Sunday.
Okay. So but I hope now you have gotten the steps for doing it, huh? So maybe I'll share, um let me share a video that can help also some of us who a video link for those who are still starting up on mobile programming. Maybe you can watch this during your free time. It's If you watch that video, it can also help you to understand. It's a complete building uh, a simple app using Android, and it will take you through the same steps that Edwin has taken us through. You can also um, visit this link here. Let me just share with you the link for Android Kotlin. It will also give you some insights. So if you open those two sites, let me just open one of them. So you can visit this site, and it will take you through some basics on how to do a basic Android app in Kotlin. Maybe before if you have installed this, we can give ourselves, because our class is ending around 10:50. I want us to use this very basic example to see how we can create. I know all of us can be able to do a hello world, but let's see how we can build what we call an Android app using Kotlin. So maybe I can, if I scroll through here, we can build an Android application using Kotlin and Java. Already we have been, well, Edwin has demonstrated to us how to use Java. So in the Android Studio Kotlin tutorial, we are using now Kotlin language to build the application. You see this part, I want you to work on this, but here we will learn how to run an application using Android virtual device. So what is expected here? This is just a simple practice I want us to practice now, and maybe give ourselves, Edwin, how many minutes do we give ourselves to do this quick one?
I don't know, like a couple of hours. I don't know about minutes.
Not minutes, because this just all we need to do is to have the first step, select the layout for your Kotlin app. If you don't have Kotlin, then you can use Java. But I wanted us to use Kotlin as our baseline. Then, do you have Kotlin, Edwin?
No. I just use Java.
Okay, who has Kotlin? Who has installed Kotlin and IntelliJ? Who has Kotlin and
I have
IntelliJ?
IntelliJ, but I didn't know what we're supposed to use it for.
So, Tevin, you have it, huh?
But I don't know what IntelliJ is. I think it's only for
Yeah,
Java.
yeah.
Is it for Java only, or can it be used with Android IntelliJ?
Yeah. You can use Kotlin. IntelliJ is supports both Java and Kotlin. You are using Java,
Yeah, no, like
huh?
I use PyCharm, but I knew
Or
IntelliJ
use
is
PyCharm
actually
for Python.
yeah.
Okay, so try to see how you can. Let's see, because all you need to do is let me share my screen. Stop sharing this. I share this other one. Just sorry, that one. So I've just shared this so that as you can see on my screen, I've installed IntelliJ just for this purpose of just showing some basics. So you can either, if you're creating a new project, you can choose between, actually mine, I can even choose what you call Groovy. But if I choose to use Kotlin, all I need to do is to give it the project name and the location where I want it to be stored, and whether you want to maintain source, what you call source control with the git repository and the build system. If you're using Java, of course, you may choose to use Maven, or you can use the by default the Glado that comes, the build engine that comes with Kotlin for you to build your apps. There, you can even set up advanced. As you can see here, therefore, IntelliJ gives you even opportunity to create other forms of all those other kind of applications, including React, Express, and Vue.js, and all these. So it's a very rich IDE. So if you decide to create a new, it will just create for you a new application. So um, of course, everything must be packaged into a project, just the same way it happens. That's the same procedure we do with Java. Okay,
Someone
so
says you can do Kotlin. The
yeah,
chat.
yeah.
Let's check the chat.
There's somebody who says,
Yeah, I said I can show a bit of Kotlin.
Great. So once you show the something on Kotlin, what I want us to do behind, maybe for the purpose of everybody, I was sharing this so that uh, all of us can now test this. So these are basic, creating a basic Android, maybe in Android Studio or whatever. But the idea here is uh, we create use Kotlin, create a new application. As you can see the new screen there, we are creating a new application. Yeah, we call it my application. Then the save location and the language is Kotlin, and the API that we'll be using, the what you call SDK API, and what you call the build. For example, here we are building using Grado, but we can build using Maven or any other what you call engine template or whatever we use, whether it's Java or Kotlin. But let's assume we'll be using Grado. Then the next thing is to create the project files. As Edwin has demonstrated, you may need to start, we have to start with the main activity, as Edwin has really described the idea about activities and what they call, instead of calling them sub-activities, we call them fragments. So the main activity, as you can see here, the Kotlin files are saved using .kt extension to tell the interpreter, or what you call the VM, virtual machine builder, that this is a Kotlin, not a Java. The difference is that instead of using .java here, we use .kt to save, but the class and everything else are similar in both Java and Kotlin. As you can see here, we have also what we call activity XML, and Edwin has demonstrated how to use XML to define the layout and all these other activity. So here we have created the main activity and defined some of the functions that need to be kind of processed at this point. And then you can see that you can even use copy the code there. The code is properly put for you to copy. Then there is the activity. For each activity, there is a separate XML file to specify the design or the layout. Just like what Edwin has indicated, we use the XML to define the layout, similar to the way in the web programming we use the CSS to define the layout. So here we use XML template or file to create that. So here is the view, what you call the text view, very basic text view for the hello world, as you can see. Then we can make now what you call some emulators. We can install some emulators to show that. This may not be very heavy, but you can confirm whether your machine can support emulators. Then from there, I think it's as simple as that. So I don't think this one can take you long because there's only two files: the main activity and the XML for the layout, and just a very basic hello Android. As you can see, it's just displaying very basic thing at the center of the screen. You can see it is just displaying hello Android, just the same way we say hello world. That would be the beauty of us learning how to do just a very basic. But I know Edwin has demonstrated how even to do a very what you call a very elaborate layout with the XML and several files that are managing several fragments, and therefore it's such a great idea. So once is it who is demonstrating to us? The one for
It
Kotlin?
was me.
Okay, that is Hans, yeah?
Yeah.
Hansel, good. Hansel, you can take up the floor so that you can make our work easier when doing these parts here.
Okay. Can you see my screen?
Yes, it's up.
Okay. So like okay, let me just open this. So the entry point, just like in a C program, you'd have the entry point of the program being the main function. In Android, we have the main activity. So all activities are defined in the manifest. But with Kotlin, it's better practice to only have a single activity and multiple screens. The screens are defined using compose. So over here, in the an activity is a type of app component. There's several app components, and over here you can see an intent filter showing the type of activity this is. You can see here it's the type of intent is an action main. So what this means is when you press on your app icon to launch the app, the Android system sends a main intent to the activity, and that means this a particular activity will be launched. The activity will, your app will start from this activity. Yeah, that's how activities work in Android with Kotlin. So over here, Edwin talked about light theme and dark theme. In Kotlin, Google has something called Material 3. So Material 3 allows you to define things of how the colors and the type of fonts your app will take, and by default different components will will take up different styles. So you don't have to explicitly state the style for each screen or component. So in this main activity, we have the game screen. The game screen is a composable app. Is a composable function to define the screen. And here you can see on the right of my screen, there's a preview. That's how it will look. So in a composable function, you have to start with the what's it called? I'm forgetting the name for this type of thing.
Somebody says annotation.
Yeah, decorator. It's called a decorator. Yes. You have to use
Decorator. Yeah.
you have to use the composable decorator to show that it's a composable function. Then within the composable function, you can now state your content. The content is inside here. There's a column, and the column we have the text, which shows this is the text. You can see it's just how you define it is how the things appear on your screen. Then so that's basically it. It's a compose is a declarative thing. Whatever you say, whatever you declare will appear exactly how you've declared them. Yeah. Is there anything else I can add? In compose, when proper practice is having the UI handle events, and then you have a view model. So the view model, there's something called state. Like if I was to type in, maybe I can show you. If I was to type in a word here, wait, let me enter interactive mode. If I was to type in a word, you can see it displays as I type it in. So what's happening is that the model holds something called state, and the UI consumes that state and sends UI events to the view model. Let me just show you how the view model looks. Yeah, this is the view model. The view model is a class that inherits from the view model class. So you'll declare a private state flow and expose this state flow. Expose this state expose the state flow as a state. Yeah, and here you can see the state, that exposed state is being collected as a state. So whenever there is a change in the state flow values, whatever uses that state is updated. And that's what I was saying. Whenever you type in, you can see what you're typing. Yeah. The difference between Kotlin and Java is that you'll mainly have a single activity and different screens. Yeah, I don't know if there's anything else I can add.
That's great. Clap for Hansel. Great. Maybe Hansel, apart from the preview, is it possible to run it on a basic emulator?
Okay, I can, but it will take so much of Okay, let me try join with my phone and run it.
Okay. Good.
Can you see my screen?
Yep. Unscrabble.
So you basically type in, like you guess the word, or you can speak. What might this word be? I don't know. I don't know this either. Let's just skip all of them. Oh, this might be jump. Skip. This is a book. Must be a letter. I don't know this. Yeah, then
Funny.
it shows the points.
Great.
And you can play again. Yeah, that's simply it.
Great. Thanks a lot, Hansel, for that presentation. Very good, end to end. So, guys, we have very good elaborate presentation from Edwin and Hansel on how to use both Java and Kotlin, and therefore there is no reason why you cannot be able to attempt the small activities just to appreciate how to use those two languages to come up with an Android application. So, unless there is a question, I think for today that we can maybe close the demo there and move to the next step of kind of looking at how we can create our own simple app using those two technologies. I have also shared with you a video link that will help you to just take step-by-step process. It's a long video of 1 hour, but if you're patient enough, it gives you what you call the tutorial that you may need to create even a to-do list. So the video I've shared with you is what is an end-to-end, and it gives you also access to if you want to visit that guy's Google, GitHub to get the same code and try it on your mobile, on your end. That would be great. So can we assume, therefore, that we use the remaining few minutes, they are not very few, for someone to just do simple on the Gradle and demonstrate to us. One of us, I think we can retreat and do a very quick one without necessarily showing on the emulator. Is it possible? Edwin said it will take hours, but I think it's just a matter of copying the code and testing it on your end. Maybe for the Kotlin side, that would be easier. For maybe Java, someone has to translate those files into what Java supports. XML, in terms of XML, and the main activity. Can you do it within the next 20 minutes? Is it possible? Hansel?
Yes.
Is it possible to do that simple activity of hello Android?
Yeah, you can do it in 20
So we
minutes.
can do it in 20 minutes. Let's try it in 20 minutes. Hansel, you'll read us in just showing it how it behaves, right?
Okay, I think I can do it.
Yeah. Okay, guys. So if you have not gotten, yeah. Great. Hansel actually is coming up to show us.
Okay, so I think we can create a new project,
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
empty activity. Okay, Kotlin, Android Studio will provide you with a default code, but maybe you can just remove it.
Mhm.
Do that. Okay. Okay. So I'll just create a new screen here. Go to new Kotlin class or file, click on file, and you can create. So here you can say, just document this. Okay. Um, maybe takes in default, but this is not compulsory to have that. Then you can have a simple column that has a text. Um, yeah, that will be it. And then let's preview this. Yeah, then you go on the screen, and on the right here, Janus my cursor. On the right here, you can see what this preview function will show.
Mm.
It's taking a while for Gradle to build it.
Mm.
Okay. Oh, I forgot to. Let's see. Yeah, so this is how it will look on your screen.
Mhm.
You can see it appears on the top left of your screen, but you can change this. You come to the column.
Mm.
The column has different parameters: vertical arrangement and horizontal alignment.
Mm.
So a column is a composable used to arrange its components, its content in a vertical manner.
Mm.
So we can just define that arrangement is equal to, and center that, and horizontal, and maybe you can make it appear at the center of the screen. And you can see that change. It hasn't changed. Let me see. Okay. I don't know what I'm forgetting here.
Okay.
Okay, anyway. So
No,
this screen, you can call it, yeah?
no problem. You just continue with the other parts.
You can invoke it here, and when you launch the app, that's what it will show. I don't want to launch it on the computer, it will hang.
Okay.
Shouldn't be here. Yeah, so that's simple. That's simple. You define with Kotlin, you define your screens using composable functions, and in those composable functions, you'll call them in the main activity.
Okay.
Maybe one thing I could have shown was how navigation,
Yeah.
because in Java and views,
Mm.
you navigate through different screens using activities and fragments, but in Kotlin and Compose, you use something called a nav host. Maybe I can show you an example of a nav host in another app.
Mm.
Okay, it's taking a bit to load. Okay, it's opened. So here you can see, can I preview this? Yeah, this is what I was talking about, the nav host. So in Kotlin, you'll define your screens. You'll create an enumerator class and define your screens. And then in the nav host, you'll first initialize a nav controller using the remember that controller function, and then inside that you'll define let me call them destinations, and the route of those destinations will be will be the screen names you've defined in the enumerator class. You can
Mm,
think of it as a URL
mm,
that the app host uses. Yeah, so within each composable
mm,
within each destination of the route of the nav host,
mm,
uh, when you it will show the different screens that will be displayed. So in this case, we have 4 screens. Yeah. Maybe I can show you. Wait, I think I can show you how this app will look on the phone.
yeah.
Just have to join again. Okay, can you see my screen?
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this is how it looks. This will be the first screen.
Mm-hmm.
So you can see here, this is let me see, start screen. You can see it's a start destination, and
Mm,
that's where it starts when the app launches. So if I click on, let's say, one of these, it will move to the next screen, the flavor screen.
mm.
Yeah, and then something like this. You can pick the dates, and that's it. That's navigation.
Great. Great, great. Guys, clap for hey, Hansel, you have made our day good. Sincerely speaking, I hope, guys, you have appreciated the presentation that have been done by the two. That is Hansel and Edwin, right? Yeah, I can see the reactions are very strong. Hansel, thanks very much. We are very happy for that, for taking us through the that. And anybody who has followed up, definitely you should be able to, even with the basic hello world. It's such a good demo that one can create a quick one. You only need to know where to put which code. You can see the difference also between Kotlin. How it's purely thematic differences are they are very few. At the end of the day, the files look the same, but how they call them fragments versus screens, those are purely language issues than implementation issues. Great. I think with that, we are good. Somebody wanted to ask a question? Orina?
No, no questions.
Okay, good, good. Guys, then I'm happy that today we have been able to meet what anticipated and what I'd really I was really keen on, because I did not want us to close the session without us getting some user experience on the coding using these two environments. And I'm happy that we've been able to get a representation of both environments, that is on Android, sorry, on Java and Kotlin. As some of us indicated, it might be a bit tricky for us to do the Swift, that is for iOS. But if there is somebody who has a MacBook, and was able to do, we can allow that to person to do for us. Anybody who has an iOS environment? iOS? No. Good. So I think with that, what we'll do, we can end our session there, and at least we have one more week. But what I want us to do within that one more week is, in case of any issue, we can agree to meet. But in case there is no issue, what I'll do, I'll also share some materials as I'd promised on our classroom, so that you can review them, especially the materials to do with that can help you also in your revision of exams. I also try to upload a past paper, so that you can actually, it can help you to visualize or to get insight on what you expect in your exams. I think with that, we can close our session and assume that we may not have covered the part of mobile programming as detailed as would be, but with the insight that has been given by the two, you can continue to enhance your skills. And furthermore, this would be the best opportunity to start planning for your 4th-year project, because you're almost entering the 4th year, so that if you can combine the power of mobile programming with the power of embedded systems, then you can come up with a very, very good project. Omondi, that's Odol. Is it somebody who was saying that was to see me in the office? Okay. You see, I had to change the plan from going to office because it became online. I don't know whether it will be in order to meet, are you to meet physically, or we can sort out the matters online, Paul? Because if you have to meet physically, then I can only plan to come maybe over next week, Tuesday. Is it, who are, let me see those whom I was to see. There was, I think, well, these guys, okay. Someone says the online is okay, but network has been shaky. So what do you prefer, Edwin? Not Edwin, but Paul? Yeah, we can arrange a Google Meet. Who will do it for us, so that you can send an invite? Paul, you'll do it? You can create a Google invite and then make sure you send me the invite on my official email. And include everybody whom I was to see. So Paul, will you create a Google Meet? And we can agree if